So let's add Pinia to our project. So let's copy the command and run it. From here, so let's add a new terminal, run the command, and let's move again to the website. So here we need to import Pinia, as you can see here. Let's import it and use it inside our file, which is the app.js file. So let's import it from here, or let's, before we define the variable, let's define it here. But before we do that, we need to import create Pinia from Pinia. So let's import it, and we can import it after the view. And now we have Pinia. All we need to do is to use it. So we can use the app.use and we give it Pinia. And that's all. So now we have Pinia. Let's see what else we need to do. So we have nothing. So next we need to create, or we need to define and create store. And to do that, we need to create file that we will give it name, which is use command star. So let's do that now. So let's check if it is already installed or not. So it's already done. So let's move again to our folder, which is JS, and here let's add another folder. Let's name it stores, because we may have mini stores. Let's give this one use command store .js, and inside store, as we have seen here, we need to import define store from Pinia. And what else we need to, as you can see here, we need to export. So let's bring everything from here and put it here. And here we need to change the name from count to command, and let's give it also here a name. Let's change it to commands. And state, inside state we need a variable which is, or property which is commands, and it will be an empty array, this property inside objects. So it will hold the array of commands. Also, we need to add actions, and for the actions we have sync one, which will fetch all the commands or the post commands. So let's name it fetch post commands, and this one will take the post ID, and using the post ID we can fetch all the post commands. So let's use try and catch, and here we need to define the response, and we used await, and we use Axios, and don't forget to import Axios, and we call the get, and we use the API slash. So we have already defined the routes. So let's move to the API. So we have the route here, which is the get post command. So let's use it here, and here we need to provide the post ID and the commands. So let's see what else we have. So that's all. Here we have a get request, and once we have the commands, so we give the commands the data, so using the response dot data, and we have already the function. So here inside the commands controller, so here we send the commands. So we receive the commands here and we give them to the property that we have already defined. And if we have any error, then we console and log the error. So what else we need? We need another one, another function which will store the command. So let's name it store command. And this function needs the post ID, also the user ID, and also the body of the commands. And the route that we have already defined here is this one, add / command. So let's bring it and use it here. And what we will also need, we need to change this one to post request. And we need to send data, which is the user ID, post ID, and body, because here we receive the user ID, the post ID, and the body. So let's see what is next. And next we update the commands, the array that we have here, and we add using the nshift. We add the commands or the response.data, which is created commands that we have here. So here we return the commands with the user who added the commands. And if we have any error, then we display the error. So that's all for our store. Let's save. So now that we have defined everything, let's move to the command list. But before we do that, so here inside commands, let's add components. Let's add another folder, commands, and move the command lists inside the commands folder, just to have, so not here, so where is it? So this one needs to be inside commands. So I think it's inside commands. So it's inside the commands folder. Okay. So let's see here if it is changed or not. So here it's still command list. So we need to move to commands / the command list.view. So to not have any error. So now that we have the command list, which is this one, so before we display the commands, so we need to fetch them first. And to fetch them, we need to use stars. So let's add here setup. And let's define store. And we use store, which is use command star. And we need to import it. Let's do that now. Import use command store from, so it's inside the stores, use command store. Now we have store. We need also to define a variable, but we will do that later. Okay, for now let's just get the commands. Let's just try to get the commands, but we need to define props, because as we have seen here, so to get, not here but here, to fetch the post command, so we need the post ID, which is this one. But here I think I made a mistake, sorry, because we need to use the backticks. So we can use the post ID, as you can see here, because before it was not used, this param. That's why I noticed this mistake. So let's move back again. As I said, we need to get the post ID as prop. So let's define here the props, and the prop will be post ID, and let's set the type of the prop, it's number. And what else we need? We need to say that this prop is required. So this is the only one that we have. Let's move to the next. Next, we need to get, as I said, commands, and commands we need to get them once we mount the component. So here, don't forget to import onMounted. And once the component is mounted, we can get, or we can use store to call the action that we have already defined, which is fetch. So dot fetch. Where is dot? Why it's not showing dot? Dot fetch post commands, and we give it the props dot post id. So let's save and take a look. Now we don't have any commands. So if we refresh the page, so let's take a look at the console. And so here inside the console, we don't have anything. But as you can see, we have the missing required prop, which is the post ID. And also, I think I did not, but I have the Vue.js DevTools already installed and activated. So if you don't have DevTools, try to install them and activate extension. And as you can see here, we have the component list. Post ID is defined, and where is the Penia store? So here we don't have, where is the store? Why it's not showing store here? So here it needs to show store. Okay, we will see that later. And here the commands is undefined. Okay, so let's send from show here, let's send post ID, and we can use post ID. So not this one, but we need only this one. So we use the post ID. So let's refresh the page, or it's already done, and see what we will have here. So I think we have something wrong. Let's check the console. So unexpected token, which is this one. So where is it? I think that something is wrong here. So let's see what is wrong. So the problem is that, so here only we need to add space, or you can change it to from self-closing component to a closed component like this. So we can use this one, or only use or only add space. So, or let's use this approach is better. So now if we refresh the page, as you can see, we have here the command list. Let's check the DevTools. So we don't have any error here. And as you can see now, the store has appeared. If you don't see the store inside your DevTools as we have before, so now we have store here, and post ID is 2, as you can see, and store is here, and we have the commands, and commands is an array or an empty array. If you check here the network, we have the call and we have an empty array. As I said, if you don't see the store inside your DevTools, just refresh the page, just not refresh, but clear the cache. So just use Control F5 and you will see, if you refresh the page or if you clear the cache, you will see store. Just Control F5. So now that we have, as I said, that we have the commands, so for now we don't have any command to show. Let's try to add a command, and later we will back again to the command list and display the added command. So let's do that now.